They laughed at me. Then I bought their building. I grew up in a household where stability mattered more than dreams. My parents didn't teach me how to become rich. They taught me how not to fall. Pay your bills. Keep your head down. Don't take risks. That mindset shaped how I approached work, money, and life in general. So when I got my first real job at a logistics company, I didn't question anything. I was just grateful to be there. The company wasn't glamorous. It handled warehouse coordination, client deliveries, scheduling, and paperwork for regional suppliers. The office was gray, the desks were old, and the coffee always tasted burnt. But it paid on time. And for someone starting out, that felt like security. I started in a basic administrative role. My job was to organize invoices, confirm shipments, answer emails, and prepare daily reports. Simple work, but I did it carefully. I double checked everything. I stayed late to fix mistakes that weren't even mine. Over time, people noticed. Not enough to reward me, but enough to rely on me. Slowly, responsibilities started piling onto my desk. I was asked to help with scheduling, then client follow ups, then internal tracking systems. When someone was sick, their work quietly became mine. When deadlines were tight, my evenings disappeared. I became the invisible pillar of the office, the person everything leaned on but nobody acknowledged. After 2 years, my workload had tripled, but my salary had stayed exactly the same. My job title hadn't changed either. I told myself it would come eventually. I told myself to be patient, but there was a quiet voice inside me that kept whispering that something wasn't right. One afternoon, after finishing yet another late report, I finally decided to speak up. I didn't ask for a promotion. I didn't demand a big raise. I simply asked if my salary could be adjusted to match my responsibilities. My boss leaned back in his chair, crossed his arms, and smiled in a way that made my stomach tighten. He said, "Be realistic. You're replaceable." Then he laughed. Not a nervous laugh, not a polite one, a confident, dismissive laugh. And two coworkers laughed with him. I nodded, thanked him, and went back to my desk. But something inside me cracked that day. Not in anger, not in sadness, in clarity. That night, I didn't complain to anyone. I didn't cry. I opened my laptop. I searched for skills. I searched for courses. I searched for ways to make money that didn't depend on someone else's permission. I started learning spreadsheets, automation tools, online platforms, digital services, and remote freelancing. At first, I was terrible. My first clients paid almost nothing. Some disappeared without paying. Some left bad feedback. But I kept going. Every night after work, my room became a classroom. I watched tutorials. I practiced. I built tiny systems. I rewrote proposals. I learned how to sell. I learned how to deliver. I saved every dollar I earned. No vacations, no new clothes, no weekends out, just quiet effort. At work, nothing changed. My boss still barely noticed me. He still thought he had control. He still believed I was replaceable. Meanwhile, my online income slowly grew. It passed my salary. Then it doubled it. Then it stabilized. 2 years later, the company started losing clients. Poor management decisions piled up. Projects were delayed. Complaints increased. The office mood shifted from comfortable to tense. Layoffs were announced. I resigned quietly before they could touch me. No speeches. No drama. 6 months later, the company declared bankruptcy. Their office building went up for sale to cover debts. By then, I had joined a small investment group, people I had met through my online work who pooled money into undervalued properties. I didn't tell anyone where my money came from. I didn't explain how long I had worked. I simply signed the papers. I became one of the owners of the building. A month later, I scheduled a meeting. My former boss walked into the conference room. He saw me sitting at the table. He froze. He looked confused, then pale. I stood up, smiled, and said, "Be realistic. You're replaceable." He didn't laugh. He just stared. And for the first time, I understood that quiet effort doesn't scream, it echoes. When you're ready, I can now translate it into French, prepare 3 SEO title variants,